Welcome to Springbok Travel. I'm really glad to meet you in person. Yeah, well, it's very nice to meet you too. So, today we're going to begin the first part of a two-step process, and the reason we do it this way is so that we can plan your dream vacation with no compromises. Yeah. We want to give you time to really schedule and be able to finance it. And in order to do that, I think it's always best to be prepared. But the other reason is because we love to travel, all of us here. And we believe that traveling, when it's just based on budget and how many days can you get away from the office and where will you board your dog or have your children go or all of those questions, we like to use our first meeting as a chance to just go wild in terms of your imagination and your dreams, I suppose, of what will make the most memorable vacation possible. Great. I'm so glad you feel that way. And I know that we had talked a little bit about in terms of duration, a little bit about cost and price point. Like I said, we will revisit those. But right now, I wanted to see where you were at in terms of brainstorming and in terms of where you might like to go. Okay? So, in order to get your juices flowing, I have a couple little aids I like to use. We have all kinds of great magazines, all kinds of beautiful destinations. But before we look at those, and bear with me because I get a little bit corny when it comes to traveling. But we're going to just do a little bit of mind wandering. That's what I call it. Just letting your mind wander. Give your mind wanderlust, and your feet will follow. Okay? So, I just like to look at these little pictures of places we might go. Away we go. That's the idea, isn't it? So, you could go say hello to New York. There's a little taxi. You could say bonjour to Paris. You can even see the Louvre, Sacré-Cœur. You could say cheers to jolly old London. And ride around on a double-decker bus. Or you could say hola to Barcelona. Hola, ¿qué tal? Do any of those places evoke any particular responses? Okay, that's great. And what did you like about going there? That makes a lot of sense. It's quite exciting. But you're ready for something even more daring and adventurous? I like to hear that. Okay, well that brings me to something even cornier. This is a little exercise I do. I'm going to give you a packing crate, which is so lovely. It's this really nice wooden packing crate. I'm a sucker for everything sort of nautical. So these are sort of based off of old ship crates that might have been on old boats. And what we're gonna do is open it up. Okay? And there's some little goodies in here we'll talk about. A little bit of tissue to keep it all together for you. Okay, now here's the really silly part. What I'm going to have you do is write down, or rather tell me, one word that would describe your perfect vacation. It can be any word. Okay. So you want to go with adventurous. That's perfect. Adventurous. And we're going to take it and we're going to put it in this little envelope. All the way in there. And then we're going to seal it up. And then we're going to put it in this very special box. Okay? And what you're going to do is fill this box over the next couple of weeks with all kinds of things. Okay? You can put magazine articles, you can put pictures, and you can put spices, anything that inspires you. Sometimes I'll fill it up with recipes I want to try, all kinds of things, okay? This is going to be your vacation hope chest, okay? And we have all of these cool little travel tips that come with it. These little cards, each one with little tips on how to make your travel perfect, like what to pack on an airplane, how to stay in touch with friends and family, all kinds of things, okay? And They go right in here. And they'll also help you brainstorm what you want out of your trip. So those come. And I'm going to wrap this up. Okay, in this nice blue paper. And then we're going to close it up for now. And the next time, I want you to bring it to show me, okay? Is that too weird? Okay. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're up for it. It sounds hokey, but I find that it makes a really cool keepsake eventually. Okay, so I'm going to set this here for you. And you can take that when you go. Okay? So, let's start talking specifics. Did you have a region in mind? Well, we have lots of magazines that we can flip through. What are you thinking in terms of international? How long do you want to fly? You'd like to go international, and you don't mind how far. Well, you want to go far. Okay. So, are you thinking Europe? Nope. You want to go somewhere non-English speaking. Perfect. I think that's always the most fun. Okay, so we're going to be looking under international. Let's see. Just want to see if we have any special deals right now. These are domestic, statewide, international. 68. Okay. Okay. So, are you thinking Asia? Right? Southeast Asia. Okay, so you've really put a lot of thought into this since we talked. That is wonderful. It's, to be perfectly honest, I'm not supposed to play favorites because we book for all around the world. But Southeast Asia is my favorite. It really is. Have you ever been before? No. Okay. I'm going to mark a couple articles. I'll let you take this with you, actually. It's an index of some of our favorite programs. Okay? So I'm going to mark a couple things. We have some different inclusive packages. But we can, of course, make your package all-inclusive anyway. So, okay. You would prefer an inclusive package. That's perfect. And some of these here refer to programs that are sort of planned and include a lot of your costs. But we're going to take that as a base and then build off of that so you get just exactly what you want. Okay? So I'm just going to circle a couple things that you can look at that might be good base plans for a trip. Okay? And you said you wanted to go for a long time. A month. That's excellent, actually. That is about how long I stay if I go over there. Yeah, I think it's perfect. Have you thought about time of year? Okay. I'm going to say that going at that time of year will be quite hot. Gosh, very, and humid. 110. Yeah, not every day, but yeah. So you probably want to go a little bit cooler. I'm going to recommend you go sometime in, between November and February. Okay? And that'll make sure that, no, it'll still be very warm. Yes, indeed. But you're looking at 80s and 90s. Depending on where you are and what you're doing. Some of the jungles and some of the wilderness areas are very humid. Right, and the cities can get quite hot. Okay, so that will work for you. Perfect, that's perfect. Yeah, it's a good time to get away. And if you want to know a little trick that I actually recommend, I'll actually make a note of this for you. And I don't know how you feel about the holidays and spending them with your loved ones. I know I love to, but a lot of people get extra time off for the holidays. You do? Perfect. Well, we sometimes like to encourage you to travel around the holidays in Southeast Asia because it'll give you that extra your holiday work leave you can add on to your vacation time. Exactly. Okay. Great. Okay. So I think you should have some really good resources for you. Okay. Oh yeah. And all kinds of preferred vendors. Okay. So I'm going to set this also with your things. Now, let's talk a little bit about where you would like to go in Southeast Asia. Well, let's see. There is Laos. There is Thailand. There's Vietnam. There is Malaysia, Indonesia, Myanmar or Burma, and Cambodia. You would like to? Okay. I highly recommend Thailand. If it's your first time, Thailand is going to give you, I think, the most accessible trip, as well as the most variety. One thing to know about Thailand that is so fascinating is that out of all of Southeast Asia, Thailand was never colonized. And they did that. One of their kings, King Rama, he made sure to adopt Western ways. Yes. So his country became quite westernized while still maintaining so much of their own identity and their own culture. So in that sense, it isn't post-colonial, but it is very, very friendly to tourists. The people are exceptionally warm. Yes, I would say you would want to fly into Bangkok. Let me look. We were talking about. Okay. Yes, you would want probably fly into Bangkok first. Yes, you would have a connection. You could stop in Japan. and you could stop in Taiwan or Seoul in Korea. All three would be okay with you? Okay. And actually, we do have somewhere a pamphlet, I think it's in this one, that has some layover excursions. Would you be interested in that? Oh, I think it's absolutely worth it. I will say, only if you are up for it. It can be nice to stay in a hotel at the airport. Because it can be a long trip. But I prefer to use the time to wander a little. So there's a couple planned layover excursions for people who have layovers ranging from 12 hours to 2 days. And I'm going to mark a couple of my favorites again. And know that we can, again, we'll build this all into your travel package, okay? But I just want you to take a look and see if any interest you. There are some that go into Tokyo, some that are focused on food and shopping, though I think Seoul is quite wonderful. So you'd be interested in Seoul or Tokyo as a layover. You know, it's also a fun way to rack up your country count. Yes, a lot of travelers like to, to collect stamps on their passport so that they can say, oh, well, I've been to Japan. Yes. And it's a fun way to decide if you'd ever like to go there in the future for a longer trip. Yes. Oh, I do it all the time. Iceland. Like I said, recently, Tokyo. Yeah, I do. I quite enjoyed it. Okay, anyhow, so Thailand is a great place to start. And did you have interest in going between countries, trying to see a few of them, or you would? You're very ambitious. Okay, tell me which ones in Southeast Asia would appeal most to you. Oh, did you want some? I'm so sorry. Did you want some tea or coffee? Or? Okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm just very rude today. Let me know. Okay. So, yeah, I would say Laos is it'll be a little bit more of an adventure. It's one of the poorer countries, but it is a wonderful place, less developed, and wonderful wildlife and biodiversity. But I would say, if you're interested, you mentioned maybe seeing hill tribes and more rural areas, you can actually do that all in northern Thailand as well. Yeah, and there's some wonderful Khmer temples up there, and yes, very rural, very rural. Okay. Oh, okay. So you think, I think, I would say Cambodia is a really great choice. Well, you had mentioned before that you were interested in nonprofit work and maybe trying to get involved in doing some charitable work while you're on your trip. We partner with a Cambodian charity in Phnom Penh, and I can get you all that information. It is a former Fox executive, yeah, very rich American. I have his there's an article about him in here. And he, he decided one day to just give up everything and open a school for children in Cambodia. They do amazing work. They take the children from living lives working in dumps, basically scavenging for recyclables, and put them in school. And it's very, very empowering to the community because it gives them a lot of agency. The children ultimately do all the work, and they love it. I've been there a number of times, and they could certainly use your help. And the students certainly love to meet people from around the world. So it's in here. Okay, here it is. So I'll go ahead and dog-ear that for you. Okay. Yeah, so I would say Cambodia would be a great choice for a side excursion. You can take a plane or you can take a van. I would also highly recommend, because you are going to be staying for a while, that you make a decision between, well, I should ask, how do you feel about Thailand and the south, around Phuket? Has some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, featured in movies all the time. James Bond and the beach. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think you had said you weren't necessarily looking for the typical beach vacation. And I will say, the people there, the people who go there, unfortunately, a lot of times there are people who just go to party, to drink, and it's not it's breathtaking, and there's plenty to do, but it is a long jaunt down there. And it sounds like you're more interested in rural areas, cultural sites, historical sites. So I might recommend, instead of going down to Phuket, you think about going up to Burma. Myanmar, yes. Most of the people there prefer Burma, yeah. It's complicated, but I say this because they've recently opened up to tourists in ways that they never have before, and it is breathtaking. The people are wonderful, and I will tell you, you will not see a single McDonald's or a single Starbucks. It's very much still untouched by globalism, the way most of the world seems to be. And there are all kinds of temples, beautiful, beautiful lakes, and Bigan is a very famous region with thousands of temples, all within 20 square miles of one another. It is unlike anything, and I say that knowing that travel agents say that kind of thing all the time, but I mean it. You'd be interested. Okay. Well, that gives me so much to go off of. I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of Bagan. But like I said, I'll give you probably way more reading material than you could want. And of course, you'll see all kinds of breathtaking ruins. And if you do go into Cambodia, I would recommend stopping by Angkor Wat, which is a UNESCO heritage site. I'll give you this to take a look at, to take a gander at on your own time. Okay? It is. It's a World Heritage Site, and there are also so many, many, many other temples that are just equally breathtaking. Yeah. And gosh, if you ever want to let me just yak at you, I can tell you all about the construction of some of these ruins, and there are just so many feats of engineering that you wouldn't believe. Yeah, and that's why temples like Angkor still exist. They're made out of volcanic rock that's porous, and so over the years it actually can handle a lot. It's quite weathered, of course, and still standing. Okay, so then what we're going to be focusing on is, and you said you're not ready to commit to a date quite yet. Is that right? Okay, you do think you might shoot for around Thanksgiving. Perfect. And you know, they say it's a bad time to travel, but it's not true. When you're traveling internationally, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Right, it's an American holiday. Okay, so let me see. October, November. And you would, okay, I'm going to look at that time then. And you could come back then. Actually, if you are going to be gone for a month, you could come back right in time for the holidays. Would be perfect. Okay, so I'm going to start looking there. Now, I know you emailed me with an estimated budget, which is fantastic. And I can tell you that it will be absolutely perfect. Yeah. No, it's a great budget. And what you'll find is that even though it takes a lot of money to travel there for your airfare, once you're there, you will see that your money goes a very long way. You will feel quite rich. Yes. Yeah, the dollar is quite strong in all three countries. Yeah, Thailand, you'll use baht. Myanmar, Burma, you'll use kyat. And in Cambodia, you will use USD. That's right. They do use riel. It's called riel. And I'll make notes of this for you, but we can absolutely take care of changing all your money for you. No, we work with the currency exchange. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but the dollar is actually stronger in Cambodia, and people will love you for using it. So, great. Do you have any kinds of concerns? Vaccinations. There are a couple recommended, although you have, looking at your information, you've already traveled quite extensively. So you should probably be okay. But we will definitely include a list of all required and recommended vaccinations. No, not expensive. No. Okay. And it's going to be just you, and your partner. Okay. So 2 adults. You're thinking, first class or... Good. Oh, first class is so expensive too. I totally agree. Yeah. Okay. Just bring a book. Of course they have all kinds of movies and things. Right? And the Asian airlines are actually notorious for having excellent service and pretty good food. I also wanted to give you this card. You're going to just use this. If you call us and you don't get through directly to me, this has all of your information for accessing your files, for accessing payments, and anything you might need to change. Okay? And I'm going to make sure that you have my direct number Yeah, my assistant. Right there. Okay, great. Okay, so just a couple more things. When you go, there are going to be just a few cultural differences, and so we will include in your entire packet. We're going to include just some different cultural considerations you might want to know: how to greet people, how to convey thanks, how to deal with hagglers. Yeah. Let's see. In Thailand, hello would be sawadika for woman, or sawadika for man. And you do Y. Yes, like a namaste. Okay. Myanmar, Burma would be Mangalaba. Yeah, Mangalaba. And Cambodia would be Suste. Suste. Yeah. No, don't take my accent as no. There are videos online. Yeah, but you'll get it, and they appreciate even just the little gesture of trying to learn certain phrases. Okay. Okay. So you do want to go ahead though and commit to a 3-country tour of Southeast Asia, and you'd like to start and also depart from Bangkok. That's perfect. What we'll also do is plan some excursions for you. Of course, we'll have you approve all of them. We'll just send you a list, and you can just tell us yes or no on every single one. Okay? We'll also take care of booking hotels for you, whether you want really fancy ones or whether you would like to try homestays. There's even a floating hotel. Yes, they call it a floatel. Or maybe I just call it a floatel, and yeah. Anyway, a floating hotel. It's very neat. And that is, yeah, in the north of Thailand, on a river. So you don't mind places where you might not have running water? Okay. A mix. That's perfect. What we'll do is plan certain legs of the trip that are more luxurious and comfortable, and also legs of the trip that are more adventurous. Perfect. That way you can sort of recharge, relax, and then go some more. Okay. Animal encounters are possible. There's many that we don't recommend. Which were there certain animal encounters or adventures you were most interested in? Yeah. No, I absolutely can. Yeah, there are, as far as tigers, there are places where you can interact with tigers, and safety isn't so much the issue as ethics, exactly. We know of one. It is actually conservation-based. And as far as elephants, there are actually a number of reputable elephant camps you can actually stay for a number of days, and that could sort of fulfill your volunteerism. Yeah, if you're interested, you can you help bathe the elephants, you help feed the elephants, you help ride the elephant. It's wonderful. Our favorite is an elephant rescue in Chiang Mai, actually just outside of Chiang Mai. Would you like me to look into it? Absolutely. I love the animals and the chance to see all kinds of animals, but our agency does not support anything that's exploitative of animals or children or tribal situations. I'm glad. I'm glad. Well, you seem like such a wonderful person. Okay, so we know all of that. And anyway, like I was saying, we'll give you a checklist with information on all of the excursions, the hotels we'll plan on booking you, and the transportation, the ground transportation, planes. Yes, in Burma especially, you'll probably take a number of different little flights. It can be quite an adventure. And Cambodia, we can actually hook you up with a driver and a guide. Yeah. Yes. Yes, you can see. I would recommend, if you're up for it, seeing some of the yes, like the killing fields and some of the schools that became prisons. I will tell you, it's awfully emotional, but at the same time, it's important to see, it's important to feel, and to challenge yourself. You're going to have a great time. And the next time we meet, we will go over all of your details. I will hand you everything you need, and we will have you fully booked. Let me see. There's just a couple little things I'll have you sign. This is just a guarantee that our services are totally upfront and cost transparent, okay? Because we want you to feel confident in us. So if you could just sign, after you look that over, just sign. Okay. And while you look at that, begin with this neat little folder, which I think is so cool. And I'm going to put, you did give us a deposit. Yeah, and that's all we ask. Yeah, for now. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Lovely signature. No, mine is like a doctor's. No one can read it. It's just, oh. Okay. And since your signature is so beautiful, I'll ask for it again. This is just an invoice that does show that you have just made that initial deposit. Okay. And again, if you do have any issues or questions, and you don't want to call me, because who uses the phone anymore, you can actually log into your online profile here. I'll underline that, okay? And you can go in and set that password for yourself if you want, okay? And then finally, oh, yes, I have a note. We have a really exciting contract with Thai tourism right now. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so you already talked to my assistant a little bit about the possibility of Thailand. Great. Great. Yep. So, like I said, they're very tourist friendly. So they actually give you a little bit of a surprise to take, which I'll let you take with you today, okay? So I'm going to put this in there, okay? Everything you need is going to be right here. And thank you. Perfect. Okay. So that, again, with all your goodies. Okay, so this is the last thing, and then I'll let you get on your merry way. But this is so cool. This is from the Thai tourism, and it is actually a bag. It's a messenger bag that you'll be able to take with you. And you'll see it is actually made out of a cement bag. Okay? And it is so cool. You can hear just how crinkly it is. Yeah. And you can see that it actually still has mixing instructions for concrete. So not only is it a useful and I think very cool bag, but it's also an educational accessory. And it has, it's lined. You can see it has a nylon blend lining that's actually very, very durable. So it's great for traveling. This is really reinforced. And it has all these wonderful little pockets. Okay, so you can put things in. And like I said, it's made out of a cement bag, elephant brand, which you'll see everywhere. The Siam Cement Public Limited Company. And I know it's a very cool gift. And since it is a cement bag, it's beyond durable. It's just so durable. And it has elephant, which I love. And he's an Asian elephant because he has his little ears. They have smaller ears than their African cousins. And like I said, if you ever need to know how to mix cement in a pinch, it's all here for you. And there's all kinds of pockets on the inside for you to collect all kinds of goodies while you're there. It's yours. You can take it home today. Yeah. Okay? I know. I do. I have one of my own. I took one. No, I think it was okay, but I do use it. Yeah. So, we really have everything we need at this point. And like I said, all I want is for you to just let your imagination go wild. Okay? Think about how you want your trip to taste, how you want your trip to smell, how you want your trip to feel, what you want to take away from it, everything you want to remember. And we believe that travel opens you up, makes your world smaller and more familiar, but it also makes your world so much bigger. And I can tell that you're the kind of traveler who just wants to grow and take it in. So I look forward to working with you. I really do. Okay? So call me if you need anything, and otherwise I'll see you in 2 weeks. Is that? 2 weeks. Perfect. And the same time okay with you? Great. Well, it was just a pleasure talking with you today, and I hope you have a fantastic day. And I hope it's an adventure. Thanks. Bye.